Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, oh my god, we made it to 100,000 subscribers. That's crazy. That's insane. Alright, so yeah, you guessed it. We're gonna talk about Squid Game. And I know, I know I'm late. Like 2 months or so late. But I just watched it and it's worth the hype. I really enjoyed the show. I really liked it. And if you haven't seen Squid Game, I recommend you to go watch it first. Like this is like honestly, I don't think you're gonna want this show spoiled. And this video is gonna contain major spoilers. So go watch it first. Don't say I didn't warn you. So basically, Squid Game is about a rich group of people who believe the world is so cruel and unfair. So they create these set of games to give these people who are in serious debt, like so desperate for money, to give them a second chance, to give them an opportunity to be equal amongst their peers, and a second chance of life, and they win a whole bunch of money if they win the games. Basically, the premise of the games are to not get eliminated. Sounds easy, right? Oof, yeah. So first game was red light, green light, or green light, red light. Easy game. But pretty much half of the people who came died on the first game. People freak out and are like, hey, I don't want to play this game anymore. And so because of the third clause, they are able to go home if the majority votes to go home. And guess what? The majority did vote to go home. So they went home. But of course, my dear friends, this is a drama. This is a show. If they just stayed home, the show would have ended, right? No. You see, because this is a dramatic show, almost everyone, like 90-something% of the people who were there, decided to return to the games willingly. So the first game back was the honeycomb game. Basically, they just had to cut out the shape without it breaking. And if it breaks, they get dead. But luckily for us, our protagonist and the other main characters of the show passed on to the next round. And the third game was tug of war. But yet again, nobody really died of importance. I mean, people died and they're important, but our main characters have not passed away yet. But now we're at the marbles game, and this episode, guys, this episode tore me apart. I was crying so much because in this game, people had to be paired up. So it was, where are my notes? Where the heck are my notes? So basically, they paired up, right? And Kang Se-byak paired up with Ji-young. And Ali paired up with Sang-woo. And Yoon paired up with the old man. Unfortunately for them, they're gonna be playing against each other. So only one of those people were going to make it on to the next round. And out of these 6 people, only Kang Se-byak made it, Sang-woo made it, and Yoon made it. But now we moved on to the second and last game, the glass tiles. And a lot of people died here. Here's one death, here's another, here's 2, and a couple more. Oh, and in this episode, Kang Se-byak gets stabbed by one of the glass tiles, and there's only 3 survivors: Yoon, Kang Se-byak, and Sang-woo. So now we're in the second to last episode, and guys, Se-byak unfortunately dies in this episode. She lost too much blood, and not to mention, Sang-woo stabbed her. So now there was only 2 players left, Sang-woo and Yoon. childhood friends, and they pretty much almost fight to the death. But in a turn of events, Sang-woo stabs himself, Gyun goes home with all the money. But none of those characters, even though Gyun is the protagonist of the story, is going to be the main character of this video. In this video, I specifically want to talk about the police officer, Hwang Jung-ho, and the leader, the head man of this whole operation, Hwang In-ho. As you may remember, in the beginning of the series, Hwang Jung-ho was looking for his brother. He goes to his room and realizes that the rent hasn't been paid in a week. So he's been missing for at least a week already. And he goes into his room, everything is not there. His goldfish has died, but he finds his box. And inside the box, he finds a card, similar to the card he saw in the police station when Gyun was talking nonsense about a whole operation that took place. So of course, he goes to investigate himself. He finds Gyun and tries to convince him to help him, but to no luck. So he takes matters into his own hands. He follows Gyun to these men, to the island where they're holding all of these games where people die tragically. And he hides amongst them. And throughout the whole series, he finds out about a lot behind the scenes of these games. And at the end of the series, we find out that his brother was the headman all along. But I did a little bit more research because I wanted to know who this headman was. I wanted to know how he got there. So I looked into his files. And although I don't know any Korean, I don't know how to speak it, read it, or write it, I tried my very best to translate it as best as I could. And what I found was that his brother, the headman, used to be a police officer himself. He graduated from a police college, but at the time that he was picked out to be in the Squid Games and in 2015, he was unemployed. He had a problem with bribery, which is how I assume he got fired from his job maybe, and in debt or in desperate need of money. I mean, this makes perfect sense. This is how he's able to recognize the bullets from the gun straight away. The thing is, at the end of the series, the brother does shoot the police officer, and he falls off the cliff and into the water. But a lot of people are holding out hope that he is not dead. He is very much alive, and I believe that too. We didn't see a dead body. And of course, his messages may have not sent to the police station, but he did manage to call them. He got in contact with the chief. So all they had to do was track his phone, and by that they were able to find the police officer's location. I'm pretty sure that they got there in time to save Hwang Jung-ho. And although the headman did shoot his brother, he did not shoot him to kill. If you pay attention closely, he shot him in the shoulder. He didn't let nobody shoot him ever in the series. Only he did, and he most likely only did that because his minions were watching. He gave him a chance to survive. Based on what we know about them already, that's not so far-fetched. I mean, we know that his brother, that the headman, donated a kidney to Hwang Jung-ho prior to this whole mess. So they must have been really close. And you may be asking, if he survived, then how does the police not know about these operations just yet? I mean, we see that a year later to the Squid Games, they commence once more. Yeah, but remember, these guys have a lot of money. They can hide their tracks, and they cremated the bodies. They burnt them. There are no bodies, so there is no proof that these men, these women, these people have died. There's just speculation. They're just missing people at this point. No one has told anyone anything to the families. Nobody knows. Because these men, these people know how to hide their tracks very, very well. And they most likely moved to a different location. So in season 2, I am sure we're gonna be seeing the police officer once more. We're going to be seeing that relationship between the police officer and the headman as brothers, and we're gonna see a different location where the Squid Games are taking place. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think the headman shot him on his shoulder to give him a chance to survive? I mean, I do, but I want to know your opinions as well. I want to know your theories as well. What do you think is going to happen in season 2? Let me know. And I just want to thank y'all again for 100,000 subscribers. That's so crazy. Thank you so much.